Hi, and welcome to this video. We will be starting with the basic syntax of Python with respect to indentation and comments. What is indentation? Indentation refers to the spaces that we give at the beginning of a line of code. Usually, in other programming languages, indentation is used to enhance readability, improve understanding of the code, and the general structure of the code that you see on the screen. However, in Python, indentation has syntactical importance, which means that indentation is actually used to mark a block of statements or a group of statements which are on the same level. To understand this further, let's head over to Ideally. So I'll launch Ideally. Let's create a new file. I will save this as indentation.py. Great. So what I want to do here is I want to print a few statements if certain conditions are met. So let's declare a variable x. I'll assign a value 1 to it. If x equals 1, put the colon, I'll press enter. Now, as you noticed, there were some default spaces that were given after I pressed enter. So let's go with it for now. I'll print x is 1. And now let's print the else statement. Again, a few default blank spaces were given before the cursor after I pressed enter. So let's print x is not 1. Great. So I'll save this and let's run it. So it prints x is 1, which means that the condition was satisfactorily met. Now, what happens if I remove these blank spaces that you see before the print statements? So let's do that. I have removed the blank spaces. Let's save it and let's try to run this. It says syntax error, expected an indented block, which means that indentation is of syntactical importance in Python. So let's see what happens if I give just one blank space in front of print. Let's save it. Let's run it. Great, so it's running, which means that at least one blank space is required if you want to specify that these statements are under this condition or these statements are one block of statements. So this is what indentation is. Now let's move on to comments. So what are comments? Comments are used generally to explain lines of code or give references as to what these lines of codes do. And comments are not executed when your program is executed. So there are two types of comments, single line comments, and in Python you can specify single line comments by using a hashtag in the beginning of the line that you want to comment out. For example, this is how you write a single line comment. And this is how you can write it if you want to specify a comment with respect to a line of code. And this is how you write multi-line comments in Python. In Python, there is no specific format of writing multi-line comments, so you use multi-line strings instead. As you know that unassigned strings will act as comments, they won't be executed. So you can use triple quotes to specify multi-line comments in Python, like this. So you just use triple quotes whenever you want a big block of comments to not be executed and to just be there as referential points or just as non-executable statements. So this is what our comments, and this was all for this video, and I will see you in the next one.